What's up, guys? We are back and we're going to be going over how to reach out to rich people and get a response, by the way, through the vehicle called family offices and ultra wealthy people. So before we get into the meat of the potatoes of the episode, cue the intro.
No lie, feel your eyes, they all over me, don't be shy, take control of me, get the vibe, it's gonna be lit tonight.
Alright guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on finance, venture capital, and all these other good concepts. So guys, with that being said, we're going to be going over what a family office is, how to reach out to these ultra high worth people so you don't get crickets in order to help fund your various ventures. Now, who am I to be giving you this advice? Well, I am the senior associate at Musa Capital at the moment, and part of my job is to reach out to these very rich people and get them to invest in my venture capital fund so we can invest in startup. Now, this is going to be useful for any of the commodities, right? Real estate, private equity, venture capital, oil, coal, all these other things, right? Because family offices look to invest in all of these things. So what is a family office? It's quite literally exactly what I referenced. It is a rich family that over the amount of years and generations have accumulated wealth. I think the average right now is about $50 million, and they keep that as an investment vehicle to invest in traditional industries and what's called alternative, which I'll talk about later. Now, historically, these were made up because people don't trust Wall Street. They decided to go take wealth management into their own hands because things that, went downhill, like the stock market crash, Great Depression, the housing crisis of 2008, wealthy people just decided to create an own vehicle, and it's been around for a long time. And in fact, they go back to even way back then. I can give you an example with the Debuchy family office that has been managing wealth for the Debuchy family since 1200. Yes, that long ago, 1200. So with that being said, we're going to get right into let's get into some strategies, right? How do you reach out to these people, and how do you make it worthwhile? And guys, keep in mind, I'm talking from a venture capital perspective, but any investment, because the big ones are pretty traditional, you can probably learn from this. So one, you have to do your homework on the family office at first. Yes, I know it's very hard. They're not listed on Crunchbase. They're very well advertised on the internet. But if you go on things like their website and other things, you can understand what's in their portfolio already. For me, I deal with a lot of startups. I would probably go after, startups that would supplement their portfolio. If you invest in real estate, you would do the same thing. If you had an investment in energy and that's their appetite, you would also talk about the same thing. Also, keep in mind, when you research the family office, see if they have what's called a due diligence platform for any of the investments. That's how they screen your investment. They wouldn't just blindly invest. They would have a checklist of what they look for and how it augments their portfolio. Tailor your cold outreach and tailor the progress done and make the value add worth their while. The more they have to do research on you, the less likely they have to even respond, let alone invest. So guys, here's where it gets kind of interesting, right? Have you ever sent an email to somebody and they never respond? Well, that happens a lot. And for me at Musa Capital, I've sent, hundreds of emails already, and I've gotten a good amount of response times. I'm not the best in investor relations. Here's what I learned so far. So one, come with a compelling pitch. And there's a few things that go into this. First of all, don't just ask for investment right off the way, or else you will get lost in data space like the millions of people annually. Instead, introduce yourself, give a brief concept of who you are and what you work for. Secondly, make them feel like that they want to get involved in your partnership, right? This is a partnership. For me, for example, you can apply this to anything. We have two stellar portfolio companies that are getting shown off in the area of AI and femtech. I had the link to them. I actually showed them the event in New York we had, and I invited them to my next event for our portfolio company to show them that we are active and what we have could supplement what they have going on for a future generation. So that being said, once you get the whole spiel and all these other things, then you can give a little overview about how your asset can improve their portfolio. For us, we de-risk founders in the minority area and diverse technology workers and show them how they can get the best discount on the market for these startups and founders, which is a very unique value proposition with stock options and all that other stuff. Lastly, never just ask right off the bat. What you're aiming for is for a follow-up meeting, because once you get the follow-up meeting, you finally get eyes on these people, and then you can make the pitch. The hardest part is getting around to that trust and relationship. In fact, I was at the family office, the global family office event by Venture Studio Family, and they said something interesting. They said for most traditional investments, it's about your track record first and then the relationship. It's the opposite, because these guys have been managing wealth for months, and for generations, and they probably want to manage your companies for for generations as well, especially the ones that go public. So it's all about the trust first and then the track record that they can work with. So in order to get that follow-up meeting, that's going to be a big amount of trust always. So guys, I really hope that helps. And then let's go to the next part, right? Maintaining your relationships, right? So you get to the meeting, you get through the call, and then they're making the investment decision. You know, in that lull period, pending everything kind of went well, follow up and keep them updated, right? Keep sending them updates on what you're doing over and over again. You want to give them the experience of what's called FOMO, fear of missing out, right? You can go through newsletters, you can go through all these events, you know, document what you're doing, keep them exposed, because they probably get a lot of people and they probably forget a lot, right? So you have to make sure that, you know, the hundreds of people that they go through, they probably met you last week, you guys probably hit it off, and you want to keep them updated so their risk appetite doesn't go down for you. So yeah guys, so going through that part, I mean, I think I covered everything that I needed to cover, because family offices are a very complex investment vehicle that aren't going anywhere anytime soon. But guys, just, you know, if you have any questions about family offices, you know, my socials, I'm going to start putting them in the comments, and hopefully this gives you a 30,000 foot view on how to reach out to rich people, because contrary to popular belief, yes, you may have people's emails, but that doesn't necessarily guarantee a return. So guys, with that being said, I'll see you in the next episode, and I hope you all guys have a good day. And guys, thank you so much for the support. We're well over, you know, 1,000 subs, and we're working towards that 5. Peace.